Hi Libra, welcome into your general weekly reading. This will be for the week of March 10th to the 16th, 2025. I almost forgot the dates, but keep in mind, as always, they are general messages, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I'm already picking up on different messages for you. I'm being drawn to different words. The words time, traveler, separately, as well as the word dreams. I feel like it's a week where they're saying, get ready because things are starting to move for you. Life is picking up for you. You're getting busier. People are really feeling drawn to the Libran energy throughout this week as you, if I didn't say it already, you have a lot going on, and it's feeling good. It's feeling fulfilling, even necessary for the most part, or at certain points. But then naturally with all of these commitments and new situations and accomplishments on your plate, and you're even creating more to do. While I find that at certain points you're also trying to clean up your life and prepare for a brighter future full of change. You're going to need to catch your breath, excuse me, as at certain points you might find that you stumble a little bit because you're maybe a little bit overstimulated, or energy in a situation or two is affecting you negatively. It could be your spirituality playing into it. But I'm also getting, as I'm being shown a vision of the High Priestess, that it's going to be a very spiritual, very intuitive week for you. So we need you to feel it out. Look at exuberance on the board. I feel like this is going to be a very passionate, very expressive week for you, where you may be dealing with certain noise factors in the background and otherwise, but it feels like a time for you where you're really wanting things to be more in place, perfect for you, but it just feels like you're needing to have patience because things aren't going to be perfect, and you know this, but it's not to say that Spirit is saying don't reach for perfection or strive to improve your life in certain ways and change things for the better, but don't have such an attachment to the expectation of perfection to the point where you frustrate yourself. But it feels like a week where you're more so dancing with life. I also got that message before. The number 12, look up the angel number meaning of which. But I just heard I'm drawing the line. I'm drawing the line. And so boundaries may come into play. You might find that people are wanting to, or someone in particular wants to treat you better, speak nicer about you. You're really feeling peaceful to such an extreme extent at certain points, because I find that life has way too many times stripped away the inner peace and the peaceful experiences that you not only deserve but need, especially at this point along your path. But playfulness, I love this for us. I'm a Leo, Libra if you're new to the channel, but it just feels like you're being pushed to play with life more so. Be a bit goofy, crack a joke or two. They're saying for some, ease up on or avoid rude sort of banter, if that makes sense, because it could be taken in the wrong light, or just maybe is, yeah, it might be accidental, you know, being very spiritually connected, but just try to keep things light and fluffy, all right, and positive. As I do feel like there's maybe a focus upon, for some drawn to the reading, avoiding complaining, avoiding gossip, rumors. It's all going to create sticky situations or just bad energy and maybe even negative karma. But I do feel like it's a week where you're receiving positive karma and you're feeling like going on adventures, exploring. You're taking pictures, you're maybe posting more on social media. People are feeling inspired by your colorful light and energy throughout the week. Even your creations, developments, accomplishments, what you're putting out there into the universe is playing into that. Let's pull one more. 433, look up the angel number meaning. I'm not going to take this, but I do feel as if it's a week where you're at least receiving one very powerful, necessary breakthrough. The number 5 is significant for you. But it feels like, okay, I'm being drawn to the words the moon. And so the moon is going to really play into your week in one, if not multiple ways. But I feel like there's a sense of you feeling like you have to be ultra protected, especially at this point along your path, due to maybe spiritual increase from the recent past, being somebody who has, yeah, a lot going on, and maybe you even feel like there's certain people from your past or in your life currently that try to or simply do work against you. But it feels like either way, you are ultra protected. And I'm getting this from the, I'm hearing moon suit, the space suit here. Anyways, yeah, you're ultra protected, and you may just gain reminders of this through things like feathers and even simply seeing the word protection or protected. I'm hearing we have your back. That may come through as well. But let's pull a third one for the board. Communication. So it's going to be a week like Leo's reading where there's a ton of communication coming from spirit, coming from you as well, people, wanting to communicate with you a lot. You're needing to remember if somebody doesn't or hasn't responded to a message that you sent them via text or online, it's meant to be, okay? You may even find that spirit saying, we at a distance stopped them from responding. So it's just one of the many forms of protection and assistance that you're receiving. As I'm being drawn to the sphere here, there may be a focus on crystals, or one in particular. Okay, there's a moment where you may feel a little bit nervous or off in energy, and don't be surprised when spirit draws you into to pick up a crystal and feel its protection and power. But it is a month, interesting. It's a week where you're looking into the future and better understanding it, getting very much like a crystal ball. And so I feel like it's a week where you may even gain clarity from spirit in regards to what the future holds for you. And this is going to help you feel more at ease, less nervous or uneasy about what's meant to change in the future. And so they're saying in the midst of this week where there's a ton of, again, exuberant energy and even around you, and playfulness and movement, success, it feels like, the wheel's turning in your favor. You're needing to remember that overly focusing on the future is not going to be your best friend. There are going to be moments, throughout the week where there is extreme purpose and necessity when it comes to thinking about the future and gaining clarity in regards to it, maybe solidifying in regards to what lies ahead or what you want to lie ahead. But overly focusing on it is going to take away from the positives as far as experiencing and gaining throughout the present day reality that you're living in. And so the same goes for, thinking about the past, but it feels more that you are in this Three of Wands sort of energy where you're looking to the horizon maybe a little bit too much. You may even find for some there's something about you needing to enjoy and benefit from a situation that you once upon a time wanted and you got it. And now maybe you're thinking about it being replaced in the future, whether it's partially or fully within your control. And they're saying enjoy it while it lasts, okay? There are benefits. But let's move on to, I just split the deck to Miracles, my friend. I'm actually gonna move this one out and replace it with Miracles. Look at the Peace card, because it feels like a week where you are experiencing small and bigger miracles. And it just feels like a week for you where you're part of the reasoning why this is a week full of miracles, because you're putting in the work. You're a magical soul, and you're seeing different results at certain points because of not only past efforts, but current week efforts. Other people's energy is playing into this week for the better and for the worse, whether it's where you're living, where you're working, who you're connecting with. But the Knight of Wands, because the Knights talk about movement, and again, this is a week where your commitments, your efforts are, experiencing, you're creating this movement, and it's all intertwined with levels of passion and you doing things in your own individual way or ways. It's very much the message coming through of you marching to the beat of your own Libran drum, and people see you in a very bold and confident light as you get the job done and you create and develop once again, and you change things very, very easily, efficiently, and magically. Your connection to nature as well is going to be part of this period. I don't know, it's almost this energy at certain points. As you can see, I was a little bit indecisive. And Libras are very stereotypically labeled as indecisive, but it's almost this feeling of you needing to feel things out at certain points. And that just felt right because you're marching to the beat of your own drum and you're passionate and you're creating and experiencing these miracles, while your exuberance is very much intertwined with all of which. As I just smirked a bit, I know you couldn't see it, but I do feel as if you are super satisfied with yourself at certain points. You're impressed. And if you're impressed by your own creations, by what you put out there into the universe, even I want to say what you're saying and maybe speaking into existence, imagine how impressed other people are by whatever ends up being for you. But on a slight negative note, there is a focus upon you expecting the worst. Look at these sort of star-like, whatever they end up being, these stars around you, as I feel like there is this very star-like energy about you. And again, that giving very protective energy. And it just feels like there's a lot going on within your mind, even within otherwise. As I'm getting the message where I just saw a vision of the Hierophant, you're changing a lot within. It feels very continued but different in comparison to the past. But where you're expecting the worst, could be somebody in your life, it could be multiple people, a situation or two, maybe for some it's in regards to your future. Let this week check you in certain ways because you're a manifester and you're going to experience difficulty, an obstacle or two, bad energy if you keep this up. Check yourself is what I'm hearing. But we're moving on to another night, the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Cups, because again, you have a lot on your plate and a lot going on within and also outside of you otherwise. But it's almost this feeling very Emperor energy where I just saw 12-12, where they're wanting you to get ready to move your game piece in this game that we call your Libran life. And it's going to make the world of a difference. I'm hearing the word independence, and I'm seeing a vision of the Nine of Pentacles. There's something about you being ultra independent in certain ways in at least one situation within your life, while wanting at least one new form of independence, and maybe even freedom and comfort. But it just feels like you're looking at the options, whether it's to date somebody new, to invest in something new otherwise, maybe to get a new form of employment. And so it just feels like you are being communicated with very clearly, gaining the message of you have plenty of options, okay? And you're somebody as well where I feel the need to remind you, when it comes time for you in divine timing to make a decision, to invest in something new, to commit to something new, you're going to find that all of these options that you have that you've been looking into or are throughout the week now for the first time start to narrow down. And you'll have 1, 2, maybe 3 at most quality options that you can be decisive in regards to which one's going to be best for you. And so trusting your intuition and utilizing spirit's guidance as well selectively. But let's put the Seven of Cups over here. They're saying it's a week that as well reminds you, and you may remind other people, that when you enjoy yourself, when you're more playful, when you feel more exuberant, like a happier version of yourself or the happiest version, it really adds to the quality of moments of experiencing, connecting, creating, accomplishing. And so I find that that's really helping the wheel churn in your favor throughout the week, while it feels like a time for you as well where you're gaining messages of importance as far as, if we didn't say it already, clarity for the future, and you may even be a source of clarity for other people. But they're wanting you to understand that you have the capability, the skilled ability, and the talent to aim for the target board and hit the bullseye, all right? It's going to be a very positive week for you where it's going to be full of, like you can see on the board, playful energy, exuberance, and miracles, all right? So those are your messages for this upcoming week. I hope they were truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Bye, Libra.